First of all, let me just say, hi, Devin. How are you doing?
Hi, Damien. I'm doing good.
I am so glad we're finally doing this because we've been talking about doing this for a considerable amount of time, and it's finally
Couple of
happening.
months.
It's finally happening, and I'm very excited about it. I feel like this is also a great time for us to actually start doing this because I feel like while you have been gone on your fun little vacation, um, so many things have happened, and there's so much to talk about. So much to the point where I don't think we're going to get through all the highlights during this episode.
Yeah, we'll do as much as we can. I see the
Yeah.
talking points. That's not a lot.
Yeah, I think that's going to cover a lot of it here because I think we all know what the big thing that we have to talk about is. So we're going to get there. But for everybody, that's going to be tuning into this, first of all, hey, I'm Fizz. This is my brother Devin, also known as No Youth. Um, and yeah, we're gonna be doing this hopefully for a while. I'm really excited. I know that everyone and their mom has a podcast, and so it's a little cliche, but I feel like there's so much like I don't know, just like dumb like negativity out there around the gaming industry right now, and of course there's important things to discuss in that, but I feel like so much of it just gets so clouded and that like traditional gamer rage, gamer vitriol stuff, and we just want to just be chill and just talk about things we like and talk about games and the industry and fun things. And when we have to get unfun, we'll keep it as fun as unfun can be. Because we're not trying to be, we're not trying to be, those rage baiter type. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about. So
yeah,
we're not gonna
and
dwell
and
on that a bunch, but
and another big thing is we are fans of all games. So this isn't
yeah,
a PlayStation, Microsoft,
no,
Sony, PC podcast. We have Switches, Xbox Ones, PS5s, and we are recording this on our gaming PCs.
yeah.
So we play a little bit of everything, so it's not going to be one-sided. So
Certainly.
don't worry about that.
And I hopefully want to have some other people on here get a bit more of a varied perspective from various individuals throughout the community. So it won't just be us two. It'll probably be a rotating band of goobers and misfits, which is how I like it like that.
That's good.
So
We need to say
yeah,
on this. Say is
yeah,
the
no, for
person I'm most
sure,
excited for.
yeah. And to completely set aside our biases and kind of clear the air on that. I figured we could just do quick little introductions because I feel like a lot of the people who've watched me in the past might not know you. You've really only been in a few of my videos here. So if you want, take a few
Yeah.
minutes, just kind of introduce yourself, what your likes are, your dislikes, what sort of, what's your gaming history?
Right. Okay. So yeah. For basic gaming history, I am a very big fan of RPGs, role playing games, some shooters and stuff like that too. Uh, enough that I have myself a double tap bottle that sits on my desk with me. Um, but yeah, no. My first console was the Xbox 360, just to kind of date myself. So around there, I played a lot of games on the 360. But my favorite all-time game is Kingdom Hearts 2, followed closely by Final Fantasy X. So, big Square Enix fan, and I love a lot of the projects that they've done, including Final Fantasy 7 as well as 15, being great games. But yeah, overall, a lot of my likes just come from role-playing action fast games and beautiful, heartwarming stories, with an emphasis on just like good combat and good exploration.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I
Yeah.
I know, of course, some of you watching might be semi familiar with me, but this is episode one of a new podcast. So for those who are new, I will introduce myself as well. I am D, Damien, Fizz, whatever you want to call me. Be my guest there. As far as my gaming history, I'm a little bit older than this small child in front of you here. So I've been playing for quite some time. I have a pretty big emphasis on RPGs, on shooters, on fighting games, a bit of racing games
We have
here and there.
everyone's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You and me, we do be hitting the fighting games pretty hard. I mean, I do have a Smash Brothers tattoo for crying out loud. So, yeah, so that's kind of like where my bread and butter is. Favorite games would be things like Persona 4, Final Fantasy 10, Kingdom Hearts 2, but then also like on the other spectrum, like Halo 3, Modern Warfare 2, like I definitely do kind of dabble all around in that area. And that's kind of it there. A big retro gamer as well. A lot of like PS1, PS2, GameCube, that kind of stuff. And that's just a general overview of my likes and whatnot. And I'm sure over time, we'll definitely share a lot more specifics about like some of that stuff. But I just want to keep it brief, introduce who we are,
For sure.
move on to some other stuff. So there's been a lot going on, man. Like I said, we're not going to be able to touch on all this stuff, but I did want to just take a second here to kind of say, with everything, all these new releases, like this year has been jam packed. What have you been
It
playing?
has been.
What have you been
Yeah.
playing? Because I can't keep up. I really can't keep up with all these new games.
So, with new releases, obviously everyone and their grandmothers has been playing Marvel Rivals. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness, what a good game to come out. Like, it's been so fantastic, and that's mostly been the new releases I've been playing. I have my Steam library held up here too. So I've been playing a lot of that. I beat Elden Ring this year, so that has been very fun. Elden Ring was a very enjoyable experience all the
yeah.
way through. Um, Other than that, I've been playing a lot of new stuff. I just recently started playing Battlefield 4. Huge fan of that. That was a lot of fun. Been playing that, and been
Yeah, that was a fun
playing
week.
some. Yeah, a lot of Battlefield 4. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14, as well as I just got to Mount Gagazet in Final Fantasy 10 for
Again,
my
that is your
third,
third
fourth,
playthrough, right? Third playthrough in
I, th-
under a year?
I think fourth. I think
Fourth
fourth.
and under a year? Yeah, jeez.
Fourth and I think. I did the Chocobo race second try, man.
Oh, I know. Oh my god. Oh, you sent me that text, and I can't even begin to like explain like the amount I wanted to punch you in the face. Like those chocobo
it
races in
was.
Final Fantasy X. That's my worst nightmare, man.
It took me longer to do all of the other races than it took me to do the final
The
one. I did that
celestial
one,
race,
so
yeah.
yeah, the
That's
catcher.
that's mm, ugh.
So
I
yeah,
can't do it.
so we'll open the floor to you,
Mm.
Fizz. What have you been playing recently?
Dude, I've been all over the place. I actually, all right. So I bought Oblivion on PC because I wanted to like play with mods and a bunch of stuff, right? So I played like 5 hours of Oblivion on PC, and then I was like, oh, but like the trophies are really easy. I want to go for the platinum. So
No way.
today, yeah, I'm gonna go for the Oblivion platinum. Today I bought it on PS5, and I literally played 5 hours of Oblivion. I'm exactly where I got on PC. Like I've played like 15 or so hours of this game across two different platforms, and I'm in the same exact goddamn spot. And it's kind of ridiculous. But I've been playing a bunch of Oblivion. While you've been gone as well, I've been playing Final Fantasy 14, but I'm not MSQing without you, I promise. I have been leveling up my paladin and doing my squadron quests. So
Let's go.
that's what I've been doing on that game. I've been playing a little bit of Counter Strike just to kind of prepare for our plans. Spoiler alert for future videos. And I
Yeah,
have
we're definitely
also,
gotta do a Counter Strike video.
oh for sure. But yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Counter Strike. I've been playing kind of off and on finals, off and on COD. I still need to
I,
start Expedition 33. I keep putting it into my console, and then I'm like, I need to go to sleep, or like I need to XYZ. Like I haven't had time to like dedicate to it, despite the fact that I
are
played
there
15 hours of Oblivion.
are there any new releases that you've been playing like this year
Like
releases?
brand new releases. I mean, I guess technically Oblivion. Um, there, that's the thing, is there's been so many new releases that I've like started a bunch and like gotten
Hmm.
like 5 hours in and not been able to continue. No, not
It's
okay.
been a good
Been able
year.
to is a crazy sentence, but like okay, Monster Hunter Wilds, we played 10 hours, and
Dude,
then
Monster Hunter
we
Rise is
haven't
good.
touched it
I
since.
well,
There's
I've touched it
yeah,
since.
I haven't touched it since. Expedition 33. I know that's amazing. I'm going to have to actually play it soon, but I put it in the console and I like, oh, I have to go to bed. I have to go to work. I have adult things to do that aren't play this amazing game that I know is going to be amazing because it's got Ben Starr and Jennifer English in it. But then also like, dude, like so many remasters and remakes have been coming out. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, I finally got the physical for that, so I've been playing that. Obviously, Oblivion. Like, and then they just announced while you were on vacation, they just announced Gears of War 1 is getting a second remaster.
I saw that. No, I
Yeah.
saw that on Blue Sky.
And
That's
coming to
pretty
PlayStation,
interesting.
that's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
pretty interesting. Microsoft, I know we talk about Microsoft a little bit later, so I'll keep this short. But Microsoft's been doing a lot of really interesting things
Yeah.
recently.
Interesting is the word I'd use.
But Indiana Jones as well. That game just came out.
Mm. Yeah.
I've only seen a couple people who've played it. They've enjoyed it. Granted, they were Indiana Jones fans. I haven't played it myself.
I've only seen good
But
things. I've only seen good things and heard good things about it. So I'm not,
Donkey's video got me sold.
I haven't played it. I haven't played it. I've been, when there's so much new things to play that you get paralyzed and then you play the same game you played 100 times. I've probably put like 80 hours into Final Fantasy 14 in the last 2 weeks, dude. Like it's been insane. I've been playing
Near
tons of that and tons of just other games that I played a million times. Like I haven't had a chance to actually like sit down with a new game in like months.
No, for sure. Nier Automata has been in my catalog. I bought
Don't
it,
even don't even
and I've
talk
not
don't
touched
even
it.
talk to me about Nier right now. I will. Oh, I've been trying to get this kid to play Nier for. When did that game come out?
I don't
2017. Yeah,
know.
like I've been trying to get this kid to play
Too
since
long.
for like almost a decade now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
That's crazy to say out loud. Nier's almost a decade old. Well, Nier Automata is almost a
almost
decade old.
8 years, right? 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we have that next, but we did
yeah,
talk about Expedition 33. Should we talk about that?
yeah. We might as well.
Should we
Yeah, we should just touch on that because Expedition 33 is doing incredible, and I've got
doing a?
my copy right here. Um,
Oh, that's the
that's
prop.
my prop that I grabbed absolutely. But Expedition 33, man, it's getting crazy good reviews. Every new bit of information that comes out about this game is like, "Oh yeah, we decided on a whim that we were just gonna like hire this guy off SoundCloud to do our music, and then the music is like some of the best video game music in the world like ever composed." Or like, "Oh yeah, this like random dude just was like, oh yeah, let's do this thing," and then it ended up being like this amazing thing. Like the amount of like crazy coincidence, but also just like good luck and also solid planning and good developing that went into this game is astonishing. They just announced 2 million sales at the time of recording, and they deserve every little bit of this. I haven't even played this game yet, so I can't speak for the quality of it myself, but just everything this game represents, the fact that it is a, budget priced, smaller game, but with the full scope and scale of what we would associate with like a AAA release, that is super commendable. 30 people made this game, and you'd think that this was a full scale, multi, $100 million development studio. Like that's what you'd think, and it's not that. Like this kind of quality can come from a smaller team making on a smaller budget, and I think that's where the industry needs to kind of go, and we should be rewarding these things. When these kinds of games come out, we need to be supporting them. I bought this day one and I haven't even played it yet, but I know that like I know, you know what I mean, as I know that this was going to be something special.
And a big thing with this game is you mentioned a little bit, but graphically, games in this art style, I've been very vocal about this for people who know me in person as well as a little bit on Twitter. But people know that I really don't love photorealism. It's never
Yeah.
been something I feel like the gaming industry wasn't advanced enough to do it yet. But this game looks gorgeous. The scenery looks
It
amazing,
does.
and everything about it is yeah, reading about how this game was made, and it's just crazy to think that this game was made the way that it was and looks this good. You just have so much to praise about this game, visually, graphically, stylistically.
Yeah,
I
and
haven't touched it.
narratively too. Like I only
I've
am.
heard the narrative's good.
Unfortunately, I have had some things kind of given to me from this story, and even just the concept, like the Cliff Notes summary of what this is about, is like super unique and super fresh, and it's just funny because like Ubisoft is a studio or is a development team that kind of gets, or publisher that kind of gets clowned on a lot, but they have so much talent in there that is just so burdened with like bureaucratic, publisher drama that it muddies down some of the quality of their work, because a lot of the people who worked on Expedition 33 left Ubisoft to form this studio to go and make these games. And it's like, yeah, like so much talent went into making this. And it's like, I just wish the people could have had a chance to make this at the studio without having to go through all that kind of stuff. I think Ubisoft has so much cool talent, and all these studios have so much talent in them. All these like bigger publishers, EA, Activision, Ubisoft, just all those big ones. There's so many awesome people that work in those companies that don't get a chance to like thrive. They get like, and that kind of sucks. When you're in that like huge machine. I mean, I'm happy for them to get to work in this industry, but it's cool whenever things like this happen. Like these smaller offshoots. They go and make their own projects, and we get stuff like this sometimes, and it's really cool. So it's just really cool to see. I'm just really excited about it and what this means for the industry, especially with how well it's doing.
No, definitely. And on a completely other side of the coin,
Yes.
we have a
the opposite.
defined studio,
the opposite side of the coin.
Multi-billion-dollar studio,
Yeah.
who is releasing the game of all time.
The game. Yeah. We talk about the small
Trailer
studio,
2.
30 people, small budget game. Now we're talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, one of the probably the most expensive game ever created at the time of its release. Like, this is going to be insane.
So
Trailer 2. Yeah.
You've seen trailer 2.
I have, yeah.
I've seen trailer 2.
You've seen trailer 2.
The viewer has seen trailer 2.
Everyone. I'm sure Mom's seen trailer 2.
Mom has seen trailer 2. When people said that a Bonnie and Clyde GTA is what they wanted, this is what they wanted.
Yeah.
Have you seen the scale of the map?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those. Like, well, they released a overview on their website that has like a bunch of images and pictures, and like it's big. Like, it encompasses a much larger area with like a lot of side areas and stuff too. Kind of like how San Andreas had like, you had the city, and then you had like all these other like Las Venturas and all these other like areas. They're doing that again, but they're like much more expanded. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. This game's gonna be huge, dude.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. Everyone loved GTA 5. GTA 6 just seems to be more GTA 5, but better graphics and stuff like that.
I don't know. I'm actually getting, with just the trailer alone, I am actually getting a much different vibe than I would expect from like a GTA 5, right? I'm actually getting a lot more, and maybe that's just because their most recent game was Red Dead 2, but I'm actually getting a much bigger like Red Dead vibe from like the directing of the cinematography, the lighting, especially. The lighting is very like it's lit like a Red Dead style game, I guess, or like the cinematography of the lighting. But tonally, it's that same Grand Theft Auto tone, but then like the technology is just kicked up to 11. I think people forget that GTA 5 came out in 2013. That is a late era PS3 game, and we are still like, that's The Last of Us 1, that's like Gears of War Judgment, like that's that era. And it's still the most recent GTA game. They've just been building off those bones for this amount that long, so people forget like a huge gap of time.
Because it also goes to show how good the foundation the GTA 5 made was. Yeah. And that's another thing that Rockstar's kind of been hinting at, is they want this game to have a great foundation. We've been waiting so long for it, but it's going to be the building blocks of so much more.
It's going to be another 10-year game. Like, they're going to it's going to be insane.
Exactly, because Rockstar makes so much money doing that kind of stuff, and why wouldn't you? GTA 6 is going to be huge. The story's going to be great. And I have a question to propose to you that I kind of think about. People are so comfortable with GTA 5. Do you think this game's start is going to have some backlash at it just not being GTA 5?
You know what? No. I think people are sick of GTA 5, dude. I think that game has been around for so long. Like, it's not like a GTA 4 situation where we were in the thick of it for so little amount of time comparatively. Like GTA 4 was 2008. We only had like that sounds like a long gap, 2008 to 2013, but that's 5 years. We've had considerably longer. We've had a lot longer than 5 years going from GTA
Yeah.
5 to 6. So like for GTA 4, that was also the same console generation. Like we were able to see like, oh, like there was some like visual downgrades or well some gameplay things you couldn't do anymore. I think the technology's been so long that I think even just like existing in the world of you know of this game is just going to blow people away all over again. Just in case of like the sheer scope, the sheer scale, the sheer visual, prowess of this game. Like it's gonna be. I think people are ready to move on. People have been ready to move on, and so I don't think it's gonna get the same backlash at launch that like GTA 5 did. And then people were able to like grow into GTA 5 and then get comfortable with it. But it's like they got comfortable with it, and then 7 more years
They
passed.
went
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a little bit different.
my only counter to that argument is you were saying that GTA 4 didn't have enough time to kind of like settle, which I agree with that or with that
And
for an extent.
and let me
It's
just
just
say,
GTA
it did
6.
settle. It just back then 5 year wait was considered astronomical. That was considered like unheard of to wait 5 years for a sequel, and now we're in the era of decade plus waiting for games, and that's considered normal.
Yeah.
So that's also something to consider.
With GTA 6, people know GTA 5 so well, right? Like think about like Dark Viper.
Yeah, Dark Viper.
He is literally like he speedruns that game like every day. Like hop on twitch.com when you're watching this podcast, you viewer, and look up Dark Viper AU and you will see him live streaming. I
I'm
guarantee
sure.
it. And he just that's what he does. He plays GTA 5. It's his thing. And so a lot of these people who play GTA 5, who have this infrastructure, who play online, who have all of this stuff, you're having them change games and it's kind of a fear of the unknown
Yeah.
and it plagues a lot of gamers today. And I think GTA 6 might get hit the worst with it. I think we're going to see like 3 months of GTA Glaze followed by like 7 months of hate followed by insane success. Like this game is going to
Yeah,
break records at release
it is.
and it's going to just be the biggest game since GTA 5. And it's just going to keep doing that and then you're going to see the big internet drop off and by the time the year or like a little bit before the year's up, about 10 months I think, is when we're going to see GTA 6
Yeah.
greatest game to ever release and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, I think that's an interesting take, and I think only time will tell. But I think, I think I'm excited. I think most of the general world is excited about this game. Do you think the delay is going to hurt them at all? Because in case been living under a rock, the game finally got
2027,
no 2026.
2026,
Yes,
26.
the game finally got a release date, May 26, 2026. But it was supposed to come out this year. So do you think that's going to have any kind of negative? No, yeah, no. It
No.
just who? Yeah, it's
I
GTA.
dude, this game could drop like I thought I was just misremembering. I thought it was 2027. I was like, yeah, 2 years,
Cool, yeah,
sure.
whatever.
Like
Doesn't even
this
phase
game
you
is gonna
anymore.
this game came out 2030. I don't really like it's gonna be people are gonna enjoy it. You
Yeah.
know, you're releasing the game of
2 days
all time.
after my
Like
birthday, I'm gonna be
thank
29. I'm gonna be 29 when this game comes out. Oh.
oh Lord. But yeah, no, GTA 6. Speaking of number 2, trailer 2, GTA 6 came out. Another thing that had a trailer that
wait.
came out.
Before we move on from GTA, want to lock in a price, a guess on how much this game's gonna cost. Gotta lock it in. How much you think? How much is this game gonna cost? Now, go.
$100.
You think they're gonna? I don't think so. I think they're gonna go 80.
I think they could get
I
away with
think
$100.
if you asked me before Nintendo, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, but if you asked me before Nintendo and all the $80 game stuff started happening, I would have said like they're definitely gonna go above 70. but I don't think, like, everyone's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be $150. No, no.
No.
Yes, this is
I
probably the most expensive game ever made, but I don't think they're gonna, at retail for a base edition game, I do not think they're gonna charge 100, $150, 100, $200, $1,000. No, I'm gonna lock it in right now. I think as long as things on the, on this, the economy stay relatively the same, I think $80 is launch
I think
price.
$100 because of the sheer fact that like they could.
Well, yeah,
Like
they could. They
like
absolutely could.
like $80 is probably where the industry's gonna be for a little bit. I think we're settling
I
into
don't know.
80 for maybe a year or two, at least a year or
You
two.
think it's gonna go up
maybe
again
3 years.
that quickly?
I don't think GTA 6 is gonna raise it to 100. I think it's gonna be here's $100 game in an $80 market.
That's crazy.
That's what I think is gonna happen. And it's just because Rockstar can.
Yeah. I
They
feel like
could
it's a
release the game
self-defeating
for
prophecy.
$120.
I feel like it's a self-defeating prophecy because like everyone and their mom is guessing that this game's going to be more than retail price. And so then Rockstar's, without even trying, Rockstar's already got it in our heads that this game's going to cost more than retail. So probably maybe they
Well,
will. Maybe then like or
it,
maybe then they price it at 80 and then we go, "Oh, thank you Rockstar for not charging me $200." And then somehow they manage to raise the price $20 from their last retail release while us thanking them for the game being so cheap.
yeah, I could see it going either way. I could see an $80 release. I can see a $100 release. I think more than $100 is where you're getting into deluxe, premium stuff.
I think
Like I think
$80 games is really pushing the limit, and I don't think that that is sustainable, at least not in the long run. I do think a lot of companies are going to choose to stick with 70 just because they know, like EA has even made comments about this. And we should probably just jump into this talking point next since we're already kind of on this and then we can go back. But I think,
yeah.
EA has already said like, hey, we have no intention of charging $80 for our games. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Your games aren't worth $80, so don't try to charge me 80 for them. But I think a lot of like the like kind of like how when Sony and like 2K and those bigger companies first started raising to 70, we saw a lot of companies, even still to this day, like Falcom still releases their games at 60, right? Like a lot of those companies were like, okay, yeah, like you guys do 70, we'll do 60 over here, we're cool. I think we're gonna see that right now. Like I think, with Nintendo raising theirs to 80 and 70 and kind of having like a weird, like some games are 80, some games are 70, and then now Microsoft have announced that they're going to do that as well. They're going to be releasing their games at 80. Their consoles just saw a price increase as well. Like I think they're going to be pushing for 80, but the industry at large is going to stay at 70, I believe.
I can see that. The where my brain kind of goes for that is like you said, sustainable, right? So
Yeah.
game developers have been putting a lot more money into games, and what's happening is new releases, the chart doesn't lie. New releases have such a high sell margin. People want to play what's
Yeah.
new, they want to get into the new game. And what happens is with the internet culture the way that it is now, is they love bomb something, and then one person's like, I don't know, it's kind of mid, and then you just see a sharp incline of just hatred for it. So people want to capitalize on that initial purchase as much as they can. And I think that $80 would be sustainable with how the market is now, because you're also in an era of people hate buying things. So you're
Yeah,
gonna get
but
people that
is
spend
that
$80 on a game because they want to make a video talking about how crappy it is.
but is that a sustainable marketing strategy though? You know what I mean? Like
For right now, for the next couple of years, I think so.
I don't know,
We've
man.
seen 3 years in a row of about or 3 or 4 ish years of $70, and
Yeah,
we've seen the
4
gaming
years.
industry go from 4 years. We've seen the gaming industry go from no one at all thinking that $70 was sustainable to it being a cheap game when a game is $60. We were just talking about Expedition 33. This game's $50.
Yeah.
That's a $50 game.
But to be completely
$40
fair,
is what it would have been
Yeah,
5 years ago.
it would have yeah, it would have been a $40 release. However, to on that same point though, you look at the three best selling games of this year, and it's Oblivion, $50, Expedition 33, $50, and I mean like other huge games that are popping off like Blueprints, that's $30. You know, you have games like Balatro that were $15. You know what I mean? Like you do see these smaller budget games. They are able to just soar through the AAA space and break all kinds of sell records.
But
There is a
Monster Hunter
market.
Wilds, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds, yeah, $70 game, absolutely. But
Black Ops
I think it
6.
says something that people are still actively seeking out games like Expedition 33, games that are still giving you a huge experience, but for, even if it's not a massive amount different price range, $20 is $20. Like, for the same price as Monster Hunter Wilds or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I can get Expedition 33 and Balatro. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, it expands it a little bit more. Even when you're only talking about $20, like, $20 is $20. So I think, I do think the AAA market is going to be the AAA market. AAA market's going to be fine. People exaggerate. I do think prices need to come down as far as like the budgets for games. I think the budgets are way too high right now.
100%.
But like
Because people are spending money on things that aren't necessary.
a
Like
game like this has a tiny budget. A game like Astrobot has a tiny budget, and these games sold really well. Like, I don't think people understand that a game selling 2 million copies is a huge deal. Think about the amount of games that come out every year and how many of them actually break that threshold. It's not that many.
Yeah, no,
Everyone,
sure.
some people like to get in the mindset of like, oh, well, games like Elden Ring sell 30 million copies. Like, so clearly you have to sell 30 million to be a success. Well, no, that is the extreme outlier. Most games are not doing that. And most AAA games even do not need to do that to make a profit. They're expecting a certain amount of sales, they're expecting a certain amount in revenue, and then of course these AAA games also always have marketing deals, merchandising sales, all sorts of other revenue sources that aren't the game. I mean, Final Fantasy is a huge example. How much money do you think they make in merchandise for Final Fantasy, dude? They're selling like $900 Final Fantasy 9 merch in 2025
Dude,
and
go
it's
to the
sold out.
Square Enix
Like
store in
it's
Japan. You
it's
go to the
like
Square
sold
Enix
out.
store in Japan and you just see so much merch. The amount of Sephiroths that get bought a year needs to
Yeah.
be its own statistic.
So it's like all this stuff goes so far beyond just the game price as well. Like there's so much to it. But I just think, even then, even games like that, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that was a 2 million something seller. Obviously that was months ago. We don't know what it's at now, but at launch it sold like 2 million copies in the first week or something. Don't quote me on that. But in the first, little bit at launch, it sold 2 million copies. Yeah, that's probably not enough to recuperate their costs at launch, but like that's a lot. Like games don't do that. Like the fact that we are here talking about Expedition 33 doing 2 million, like that is crazy. That is actually crazy.
And this is a little bit of a side tangent, but this kind of bleeds into
I
the
love side
fighting game
tangents,
community
so.
as well. A lot of people take a look at fighting games that are failures, and it's like, dude, these games were made on pennies and dimes,
Yeah.
and they made like $6 million, you know, and you're like, oh, that wasn't enough, and it's like, okay, well, these games are making all this money. Guilty Gear Strive, when that came out, was like a huge giant game. They sold 1 million copies, you know.
Sold a couple million copies, I believe.
Yeah, lifetime they sold a couple million copies, but when they sold 1 million copies, it was a big thing. They what's it called?
Major drug dealer.
Things are happening.
Are you finding the numbers?
Things were happening. I accidentally clicked on something. Yes, I was just going to check.
Yeah. While he's fact checking me.
I was in a GTA mood because of the trailer, and I was watching the old GTA 5 trailers. Don't worry about me. But Guilty Gear Strive sales. Let's see. Yeah, 3 million copies as of last year. Game did well.
And that game came out what, $60?
Yeah.
So that's what? 60 times 3 mil. That's some simple math.
I'm so bad at
Like
math. Don't ask me.
that's gonna be 100 or one. Nope, that's not right. Three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
180 mil in revenue, not, of course, not profit,
Not
and
including
also
profit.
maybe some of those games were sold it on sale or whatever, right? So like you can't really take that,
But
but that's still
around
a ton of money.
$180 million. You can say anywhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
If the game was made for $1 million, these games are made cheaply, which is a huge thing that the market is missing. Is people are putting so much money into these games
That
that
you
don't need to be
need
put
such a
into it,
huge
man.
return to like see your money back, and that's not sustainable.
And we're gonna talk a little bit about Microsoft, and we have some stuff to touch up to on the Switch as well.
Yeah.
Um, for the Switch stuff, so Microsoft, we mostly wanted to talk about the price increases.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Ugh. See,
The
I told
the
you
Xboxes,
there's gonna be some negative news on this podcast, but we'll kind of approach it as best as we can here.
the price increases for the Xboxes specifically. I kind of want to start there and see how much time we have left after that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still good on time, so.
Um, yeah. So, Series X, Series S. What the heck?
Yeah, yeah.
That's too expensive.
I think Series X at $600. That's something, but I think where you start really losing the plot is when you compare the Series S to a digital PS5. Why are they the same price? Why is it? Why
Yeah.
is a digital PS5 that's like 4 times stronger than a Series S, has double the internal storage and all these extra features the Series S just can't do? Plus, you can put a disk drive in it where you can't do that with Series S. Like, why are they the same price? And I understand that the logic right now, and again, this is being recorded on May 9th of 2025. So
At
maybe tomorrow,
1:49
yeah,
a.m.
at 1:49 a.m. So maybe tomorrow Sony will announce price increases. But right now, a digital PS5 is $400 and a Series S is $380. There is no reason for those to be even in the same price range. Xbox Series X being $600, that is its own thing. I actually think that is less offensive to me than the Series S being the same price as the PS5.
Because the Xbox Series X is the current gen console. Like, there's an argument to be made the value of the console. And even though Series X PS5, that debate has been going on forever, the Series X is a powerful console. Like, you can't deny that.
Yeah.
But the Series S is not. Like,
It is
that's
not.
not a
No.
powerful console. It is the budget console,
Yeah, it's
and
the
you're
budget.
charging it for the same amount as a
There
full-fledged PS5.
there is a reason that Microsoft released the Series S targeting the audience they were targeting, and it's because people don't have, people who want a Series S specifically are often needing backup consoles or consoles for their kids, or just might not have the kind of money to blow $500 on a console. So having a secondary option is a really good idea, a budget-friendly option. I think you're pricing out of your market when you raise the price an additional $80 like that, because yeah, now you're not in like at $300 you're competing with the Switch. At $400 you're competing with the PS5. And it's like, okay, that's
You're gonna lose that battle.
that's not, I mean, they're already losing that battle, and it's just going to get worse, assuming, and again, Sony could just release a $100 price increase on their consoles tomorrow, but they haven't, and there's a lot of talk that they might just not, which would be crazy, but I think it probably will happen eventually, just given the economic state of our country right now. There's a lot of rules and things happening and uncertainties, so some prices may go up on some things. There's so much with that, and it's a lot. I think it's unfortunate that we're having to see price increases around the world for dumb American stuff, and it's impacting everybody. But I do think that if things continue this way, we're gonna see some major change going into the next couple of years.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, but with the Microsoft price increases, with games, we obviously know that there was an influence from the Switch 2.
Yeah.
We know that the industry kind of did that because they're like, oh wait, we can get away with charging games, and there was a huge like internet thing going around with people saying how much they'd pay for Mario Kart. I don't know if you
Yeah.
had seen all that stuff,
Oh,
but
of
they're like
course, yeah.
$80 for Mario Kart. I'd spend $120 for Mario Kart. Do you think any of the Microsoft stuff has come from that? Because I think it has.
I think so. I mean, who's the person who did it first, right? You know what I mean? Like Nintendo did it first, and that has now empowered other people to say, okay, if they can do it, we can do it. I think Microsoft might be getting a little ambitious because I can't think of a single Microsoft game in their portfolio that would be worth $80. I mean, even Mario Kart at 80 is pushing it, but also it's Mario Kart, so like, yeah. Like I think GTA could get away with it. Do I think Doom can get away with $80? No. I don't think Doom can get away with $80. Do I think Elder Scrolls could get away with $80? Maybe. I think Elder Scrolls could do it. Do I
Fable.
think Fable? No, I don't think Fable could do it. I don't think Forza could do it. Gears, absolutely not.
definitely
Halo,
can't.
absolutely not. So like maybe COD is the only other one,
COD, I think COD could get it with
you
80
know?
bucks.
And they
Elder
didn't
Scrolls, I agree
say.
with
They
you.
didn't say. They just said going forward, some of our games will cost $80. We don't know when that starts. We don't know what games. We have no information. I'm assuming obviously not Doom or any of the games coming out in the next couple weeks, just because Doom already has their price like listed in the stores and stuff. So probably not games like Doom, but like, yeah, like I think it's a safe bet that like COD this year is going to be 80. I think it's a safe bet that like Elder Scrolls will be 80, but like Fable, come on, you're pushing it at 80 Fable. So
Fable's
I'm
like
hoping.
a $50 game probably.
No, I think Fable is supposed to be full price. I think it's supposed to be a full retail game, but I don't think they're gonna have. I don't like. Yeah, like 70. I don't think they can do 80 for a game like Fable. And I'm not hating. I'm just saying I'm being realistic here. 80 I think should be maybe reserved for like the more prestigious top tier 1 games. Like I would say GTA is a tier 0. Like that is
Above that.
above all.
It's
GTA is
again
tier 1,
$100.
Mario Kart's tier 1. That's so funny to say. It's funny to put them in the same category, but they are. You know,
Yeah.
COD's tier 1. Like those are things that like yeah, like I think we're going to see like maybe like 2K, they'll probably go 80. EA's already said they're not going 80, so like probably not Madden or FIFA, but or sorry, not FIFA, whatever the new title is. But we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see. I do think heavy inspiration from the Switch though, because I don't know if you guys have been living under a rock with the Switch stuff too, but the Switch 2 was announced and shown off and up for pre-orders. Did you get one?
I did not.
You
I did
didn't
not
get
a
one?
Switch
Ooh.
2. I was in
Yeah.
Utah for a week before this.
Wait, but you
and
weren't
when
in
I
Utah
was-
during the Switch 2 pre-orders, were you?
So
No, you weren't.
so I was not in Utah at the time, but
Called you out.
I got in queue. I got in queue for the first pre-orders, and my local Walmart had another set of pre-orders.
Yeah.
So the first one was I was here in Arizona. I did not get in. It was at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday, and I am very busy late at night on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And straight up, did not get it. I had friends telling me that they got in, all this stuff. I was like, okay. The next one at the Walmart, I got the notification. My friend calls me. He says, at 9 o'clock, get in line, right? Funny little thing. 9 o'clock in Utah is 8 o'clock in Tucson right now.
Yeah.
So it straight up, I was like, dude, it's not loading, it's not whatever. And I didn't text him or anything like that. I was like, I couldn't get in, so I thought I just didn't get it. And he sent me a notification at 10 in Utah. He got one. And I was like, dude, are you kidding me? I forgot about the time zone change.
Yeah.
So I missed it both times. And it was just super unfortunate. I ended up missing out on getting the Switch 2. I will probably see if GameStop is doing another pre-order coming up soon, or if my Walmart again is going to do one.
Yeah.
But I'll try to get one.
Did I tell you how I got mine? Because spoiler alert, I got a Switch too. But did I tell you how I got mine?
Mm-mm.
So you know, order like online order pre-orders went live, and I was like, let me log in, Best Buy, whatever, see if I can grab one, because I was the one in charge of doing all of our pre-orders for the last few consoles in a row now, and so I kind of feel like I'm a master at pre-ordering these days. But I got on, and it was actually kind of a hassle, and I was like, dude, I don't need a Switch 2 that bad. Like, I'm not gonna stay up all night. I'm not gonna do this, And I'm seeing people post all over Blue Sky and all over Twitter, and they're just like, oh my god, getting a Switch 2 is a nightmare. Like, I'm having so much trouble. I have to refresh the page, and seeing people like, oh, I stayed up for all this time, and oh, it took me hours, but I finally got one. The next morning, though, my local GameStop opened, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna have in-person pre-orders. I go like 20 minutes after they open. I walk up and I'm like, hey, I know the guy works there. I'm like, hey, do you have any Switch 2 pre-orders left? He's like, yeah, which one? He's like, I got the Mario Kart bundle, I got the normal. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So I got the Switch too, I got Mario Kart, I'm all set. I got a controller too. Like, there was plenty of supply. And then, of course, the next day everything was sold out. But like, I just leisurely walked to a store and got my pre-order, and no hassle, no stress. It was super easy.
Yeah, no, for sure. You did tell me that story. I remember
Yeah.
you told me that story halfway through. But he got a Switch too. You can't.
Got a Switch too?
You
Yeah,
can't
really
argue. He
easily. I
got a
feel
Switch
bad
too.
for everybody who like did all the online stuff though, because I hear it was crazy. I hear it was
It
nasty trying to
was
get a
a
Switch 2
nightmare.
online.
Logging into Walmart an hour. Remember, I was an hour early because I logged into the Walmart in
Yeah.
Tucson. So an hour early, and it was crashing like crazy. That's why I thought I missed it.
Yeah, because you were assuming it
Um,
was already open and it was crashing because of that. I get it.
but it was an hour early, and it was just crashing like crazy.
Because it hates you.
My phone started playing music, and then I power cycled it, like I fully turned it off. And when it was fully turned off, it was still playing music. I don't know what happened, but dude, it like bricked my phone. But yeah, I ended up not getting one, but we have to get one because
Yeah.
for people who've watched Fizz's channel before, you know
The
me
video.
from one video specifically, the Mario Kart video. It's like my favorite video I've ever been
Dude, it's my favorite video
in.
we've ever made. It's too good.
It's so good. I love that video.
I watch it all the
personally.
time.
I do too. It was bookmarked
Yeah.
in my old computer for a while. I absolutely love that video, and so I play Mario Kart with Fizz. We've played like for like a month or two, like hardcore played
Yeah.
Mario Kart, and that was really enjoyable. So Mario Kart World looks good. For those who don't know, I'm a Shy Guy main, and I will be till the day I die. So yeah, I'm very excited for this new Mario Kart. Shy Guy, Donkey Kong. My brother plays Rosalina, so
I do play Rosalina.
we got everything covered.
Yep. Are you how are you feeling about like the whole world concept? Like they're basically doing like Mario Kart Horizon. Like
I like it.
I think it's
Yeah,
creative.
I'm excited for it.
It feels
It's
fresh.
creative.
It feels
It's
fresh.
creative. And they're not removing Grand Prix. That's what I was afraid of. Grand Prix are now just one continuous track.
Which is
Um,
that's what I'm worried about. I feel like
I
the
like that.
one continuous track thing is going to be a little hit or miss
But
for
they
me.
have your classic modes. They have
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
have, I
There's
think,
other modes, so.
enough. They have enough of the stuff that everyone wants.
Yeah.
That this feels like its own separate game mode. Like you have the world game mode. You can go do that if that's what you're interested in, or you can run
Yeah.
tracks and run races and stuff. I also think, I don't know if we saw it in the trailer or if this was a post on Blue Sky. You can let me know. But I'm pretty sure they still have fully customizable items, and you can run private games with your friends,
I
turning
think
off
so,
items and doing stuff like
yes.
that.
I believe I've
So I'm
also seen that.
pretty sure we can run our 1v1s just like normal in this game.
Yeah.
We can do all that stuff. I feel like it's still gonna be pretty much the same Mario Kart, just with a
Yeah.
huge expansive game mode. Now,
I'm
how it
Super
plays and
excited.
stuff.
I'm excited about the gameplay changes. I mean, I even think just being able to trick on like do the trick jumps off of a straight line, that already is crazy. I mean, I've already seen people dodge green shells and stuff. I've already seen all kinds of cool things, grinding, wall riding, all these things. Very cool. Um, I think getting rid of underwater driving and getting rid of zero gravity is a choice. Replacing underwater driving with like water jet ski driving, I feel like is cool as well. It's very Sonic and All Stars Racing transformed actually. Now that I think
That's what
about
I
it,
was thinking.
but one thing that I think is funny is they picked the underwater Wario track to bring back in the game that doesn't have underwater driving. I feel like that should have been a Mario Kart 7, or excuse me, a Mario Kart 8 booster course pass track. Because now we got it back and it's awesome. I love Wario Shipyard. But over 3/4 of the track is just riding on your jet ski now. Because all the track is underneath the water that you can't go into. So I don't know why they did that. I'm actually cool with every other retro course, even bringing back Mario Circuit 3 again, whatever. But like that's the one that I'm like, why did you bring this back in this game? Like what was the actual thought process here?
Uh, I'm actually gonna be the first to say it. I love the change of the water of with the jet ski driving that thing, because I
Yeah.
haven't played it, so I'm gonna have to see how it feels. But in my mind, the boat is gonna play differently than the cart,
Yeah,
and I
it
feel
should. I
like
mean,
there wasn't enough of a change in water.
oh no,
It
not at
felt
all.
like
Yeah.
it felt like just low gravity,
Yeah.
and which is cool, but it just kind of felt like low gravity, and the anti-grav stuff felt the exact same. It's just now when you run into someone, you might accidentally send them to first place, and like that was the only that was
Well,
like the
there was
only
other
differences I
nuances, but
noticed.
like yeah, like the nuances were slim. Whereas now I feel like the nuances are going to be like the differences between the driving modes is going to be more pronounced. I think that's a good thing for sure. It's going to be a lot more obvious when you're off-roading, on-roading, gliding, and then jet skiing. I don't know what do we call that.
Yeah, jet skiing,
Yeah, jet skiing. Sure.
water,
Yeah,
water.
I think those things are going to be more differentiatable. Why am I choosing to use such big words today? They're going to be different from each other, and people are going to notice that. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so, and but like I don't have a problem with that, and I think that Mario Kart World is gonna do pretty good. Another thing with the Switch 2 is the new
Yeah,
Donkey Kong game, and I wanted to talk about that as well, at least for a little bit. Um,
I'm not. I don't care about it. I have no interest. I'm sorry. And I'm Mr. Positive right now, dude. I have no. I knew you were gonna look at me like that. You were gonna say. You were gonna have thoughts in your head, and you're gonna say things. I'm so sorry. I know it looks good. I just don't care. I want to care. I actually do want to care. Um,
it's like Mario, it's like Donkey Kong
I know.
Odyssey.
I should
It's
love
just
everything about
it's
it. I just have no interest. I don't know why. I don't know why. Honestly, like on paper, I should be all over this. I'm just not.
yeah, that's weird.
Maybe it's just I've been thinking about this because I'm like, how do I tell Devin that like his most anticipated game I'm probably not even buying? Um, but like I I've been thinking about it. No, I really have, and I think part of it is I think with the Switch, I was so like embracing the Switch 1 hype for so long. I bought every new release. I played games I never would have played in a million years. And I don't feel that way with the Switch 2. And that's one thing I wanted to talk to you about is like the difference in hype. I do not feel very hyped about the Switch 2. I'm excited. I'm going to really like Mario Kart, and that's actually the only game I have pre-ordered. I don't know what else I'm going to get from the Switch 2. I'm going to use my Switch 2 basically how I used my PS5 for the first year. It's like a PS4 but better. Like I don't have any Switch 2 hype. And so I think that maybe that's impacting, my feelings on it because like the games that I'm most excited to play on the Switch 2 are like Tears of the Kingdom at 60 FPS, or Mario Party because it's Mario Party, or Smash because it's Smash. Like, I don't have the hype for like, oh my god, yeah, new Switch 2 games, let's go. That hasn't hit me yet. And maybe it'll be different when it's out and it's in my hands. I don't know. But like, I think that's been weird. I haven't been feeling, and like I've like Michaela's not even wanting to get one. Like, the only people I know in person that are like really kind of hyped to get one are like Rena. I think even Hiseo, you, yeah, me to an extent, I guess. But like, it feels a little bit different this time, and I'm sure the Switch 2 is going to be successful and it's going to do great, and people are going to really like it. And I mean, it's a Switch, so it's going to do great in places like Japan and stuff. But I'm not feeling it. I don't know what it is.
I I just for viewers, I disagree with you frequently,
Yeah,
usually very
yeah,
passionately.
yeah.
I think this is the most I've disagreed with you all year.
This is, yeah.
You're
This
not
is
you don't feel hype for the Switch 2?
no.
Dude, the
Well, okay.
Switch 2 is going to be a banger.
Let me just clarify one thing. I know it's going to be a banger. And it's not that I don't feel hype, it's that I don't feel the same level of hype. With the Switch 1, I was literally like foaming at the mouth for new information, for the release date, for the games, Splatoon, and for me, Mario Kart, because that was my first time playing Mario Kart, was on the Switch, or the Mario Kart 8, and like what all these new games could be, and all these ports of stuff that I didn't play before. But like now, because I didn't really do the Wii U very much. So like now, like I've spent the last 7 years with the Switch 1. And so to me, it feels in my head, and I know it's not the case, but like in my head, I feel about the same level of hype as I was about like the PS5 Pro or the PS4 Pro. Like in my head, it's like, yeah, like this is gonna be the same thing I've had, but a little stronger. And I know that it is a brand new console generation, and I know there's going to be games that I'm going to be hyped about. But right now, every game I want to play is an old game or a new game that's also on Switch that I'm gonna mostly identify with the Switch, like Metroid Prime 4, for example, right? Like that's Switch 1 game. We're just gonna get a Switch 2 version or whatever. So the only game I'm like, yeah, like these are new Switch 2 games is like Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong. And Mario Kart I'm really excited for. Donkey Kong I'm just not really feeling. So I'm thinking there's a correlation there. Like it's got to be just like, hey, the Switch 2 hype just isn't hitting yet. Maybe like when I actually get it, maybe I'll change my mind or something, because I don't know if you remember too, before the Switch 1 came out, and I mean like really before, I actually was super anti-Switch. I was clowning on it quite a bit, and it wasn't really until things started heating up and like the Zelda hype train started, and like once that stuff started happening, then I was like, okay, like maybe I was too harsh here. Let me actually kind of see what they're doing here. Because of course that was also fresh off the Wii U. Like they had to impress me to get me to give them money.
Are they next
Whereas
console?
whereas now, they're coming off of their biggest success ever, and I'm feeling like it's more of the same.
I get that. Now, I'm backwards with you. So when the Switch 1 came out, I was not very hyped. Um, it was the Smash Brothers console. It was the game I could play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on. And once I got one, I was like, okay, well, like let's see what this has to offer. You know this. There's so many people who know this. The Switch is one of my favorite consoles of all time.
The Switch
It's
is
in my
amazing.
like
It
top
really
five.
is. It's
It
weak as hell
has
though.
the best. It, yeah, it has the best Mario game and the best Zelda game, bar none. There's no competition. Odyssey is my personal favorite Mario game. I think it's the best one. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are like the two best Zelda games, and honestly, I view them as one game in my mind. I don't know why, but I view them as one game that is amazing. Um, I love everything that the Switch did overall. It's a weak console, but I love everything that it did.
Yeah.
The Switch 2 for me is like, okay, here's every problem you've had with the Switch One fixed.
And yeah,
So
that's
to me,
that's how I feel about it too.
it's just it's I feel like it's going to just be like you said, the Switch but better. But like I had problems with the Switch, and then everything that wasn't an active problem was a huge, awesome benefit. So fixing all of that means that the console is just going to be like one of the best consoles of
Yeah.
all time. Like I think this is going to be a top 5 console. I think that this is going to have top 5 catalogs. Like I think it's going to do everything the Switch did. I think every opinion I have on the Switch is going to be applicable to the Switch too.
And I totally see where you're coming from. And I actually I in a lot of ways I do agree with you. I For me though, I don't know. I just feel like maybe it just hasn't hit me yet or something, but like it feels different this time. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying, I'm not using that as any indicator of quality, or like I'm not even saying that this is gonna, like I'm not even saying Donkey Kong's gonna be bad or anything. I probably will end up getting
You
it.
better not be saying that.
Okay, hush. I probably will get it. Because I like every other Donkey Kong game except for the obvious one, and I also like Nintendo platformers. I love platformers in general, and there's a lot of cool ideas that they're throwing out here. I watched all the gameplay on the tree houses and everything. Like, I see where they're going with this, but for some reason, I haven't. Something hasn't clicked in my brain yet. That's giving me that like yes, like let's go. Like remember what I told you about GTA when the first trailers came out? I said this game is like might as well not even exist. There's no reason to get hyped because this game is barely a glint in some developer's eye across the country. Like this is not coming out anytime soon. And now trailer 2's out. We're starting to get marketing material. We got a release date. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel that GTA hype. Kingdom Hearts 4. That game, trailer 1, nary a glint in a developer's eye somewhere. Probably not coming out this decade. I have no hype for Kingdom Hearts 4 because it's not real to me. I don't think the
It doesn't
Switch 2
exist.
feels I don't
It
think the
doesn't
Switch 2
exist.
feels real to me, and it's weird because it comes out in less than a month. So why I think that's the strange thing here. I again, this is not indicative of quality or anything. I think to me it just I haven't had that moment yet where it's really clicked that like this is real, these games are coming out, these things are happening, Nintendo's making moves. For some reason I'm still kind of disconnected. And I don't know what it's going to take
No,
to connect me because I'm aware of that disconnect, but I still like even being aware of it doesn't fix the problem. Like I still don't feel,
yeah.
you know.
No, I get that, and I think the Switch 2 definitely had I feel like it had an awkward release.
It did.
Not
It
bad,
feels the
not good.
marketing
I
has
think it was
been
just
weird.
awkward. It feels like if someone like the marketing to me feels as though someone's like up to me and just like said the corniest joke of all time and you
Yeah.
like chuckle at it a little bit, but like I feel like you chuckled at it and then like now the joke doesn't exist anymore. Like the
Yeah.
joke was just said. But me, I chuckled at it, and the fact that it was that terrible has made me burst out into laughter. And I
this
feel
is
like that's
this
the
is
perfect
affected you.
analogy.
Yeah.
Like it was so awkward. It was so weird. The presentation had this eerie feeling to it the whole time. And then
Yeah.
when it was over, I was like, okay, yeah, but this is going to be amazing. And you were
Do
like, yeah,
you
but this is just going to be the Switch again.
do you feel like they're just playing it maybe a little too safe with the marketing, with the presentation, with just everything involving the Switch 2? Because I think that
I
might
don't
be
think
where I'm
safe is the
feeling.
right word. I don't think safe is the right word. They're definitely not experimenting with new releases. I think their trailer was mostly like, guys, you can play your Switch 1 games, don't worry. But
Yeah.
I don't think it was being safe. I think it's just they don't have any other games that are coming out soon enough for them to
Yeah.
reveal.
I mean, right now the
I
big
don't think it's
focus
being safe.
is Pokemon ZA, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, and Metroid Prime. That's like the big ones that they're focusing on for this year. So, yeah, maybe they're just holding back a little bit until they're like end of year / next year games. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like there's a disconnect in my brain. I feel like it'll probably change once we get closer to launch, or even once I get the dang thing in my hand. But like right now, yeah, I feel very disconnected from the Switch 2.
Once you get Donkey Kong and you beat it and play it and do
100%
everything,
it,
then
and
you'll
yeah,
then you'll
yeah, no,
you'll feel
okay,
what I feel.
okay. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But no, I'm excited for the Switch too. You brought up Kingdom Hearts, dude. Missing
Don't even
Link.
talk to me about Kingdom Hearts right now.
Where
Don't even talk to
is
me about Kingdom
Missing
Hearts right now.
Link?
I don't want to hear it. I don't
Dude,
want to hear it.
I don't even play. Actually, that's a lie. I play a lot of mobile games.
I was gonna
But
say what?
I
What?
want I want Missing Link so bad because my mobile game catalog is incomplete without a Kingdom Hearts game, and I can't play any of them on mobile anymore.
Yeah, they
You
are
shut
all
down
shut
Dark
down.
Road, you shut down Unit Cross, you shut down Coded. I have nothing. I can't play it. You shut down all the games I want to play. You promised me Missing Link.
Would you say
Pokemon Go
that
is
Missing
gone.
Link is the missing link in your mobile game catalog?
And with that, we had a
Or
great
would you say,
podcast.
or Devin, or would you say that Missing Link is missing?
So with that, we had a great
Or Devin,
podcast today.
would you say that Missing Link is missing Link because it's not a Zelda crossover, so it's missing Link?
So this will be our last podcast together. We will not see you next week.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I take it all back.
Uh,
I'll have to think of something worse to say next week.
Something worse to say next
Yeah.
week. I don't know. I'm on the podcast ideas Google Doc, and one of them just says King of the Hill, and I keep thinking of the video where it's like Hank from King of the Hill going like, I don't know what a heartless is, but if they don't love propane.
It's crazy though. Like we wanted to keep these like an hour, and we have so much left to talk about. It's
do.
ridiculous.
Yeah, next.
So much has
join
been
us-
happening.
Join us next whenever we record this.
Yeah.
And we will talk more about the gaming industry. We have some more stuff planned.
We do.
So stay tuned
Stay tuned for
the
fun
Sporadic Gaming
things,
podcast.
because we like fun things, and we want to get back to doing fun things. So stick around, have fun.
Join the Discord.
Yeah, do that.
Join the Discord.
That's where we are right now. We're recording this in the Discord. You could
Recording
sit in
in
the
the
audience
Discord.
and watch us record these if you wanted.
Live.
You could.
Unedited. Live in the Discord.
Oh God. No, I don't want that. I don't want them to see us unedited.
We play a lot of games. We're in the Discord. We do community events and stuff.
We watch
like
a lot
that,
of TV
hosted
too.
By I don't know if I'm pointing at you on my screen.
Nope.
But
There you go.
there we go. With him, we have we play games. We do movie nights, stuff like that. So interactive. Come enjoy it. And we host myriads of games. So whatever you're into, we probably have.
Probably.
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know. You guys are into some weird stuff, so I don't know.
I see
I
you
don't know about
three
all that.
Castle Crasher. I see you three Castle Crashers fans waiting for the Castle Crashers chat room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We'll get right on that. Thank you all
Yeah.
for tuning in. We'll see you next week.